Well, welcome back to another arcade fix. Yesterday I finished putting a cap kit in an Asteroids PC board, and I got to thinking. I said, well, is it really necessary to replace the caps on the board? I know some people say yeah, you should, and some people say no, they never go bad, so you don't need to. Well, Atari was released in November of 1979. So that was this November, that'll be 45 years. My board had 1980 written on it. I don't think it had 79. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. You're talking 44, 45 years. So, and they were original caps. You can tell when capacitor has been changed on most boards. Let's face it, factory solder job usually is pretty good, and you can tell. And these were factory caps, so they were basically essentially 45 years old, because they were probably manufactured probably in 79. I don't know if any of these have codes on them or not, but actually, this is Nichicon, so that's a good cap there. We still use those today, and that's what mostly arcade parts and repair tries to use. Now, in some cases, you may not be able to get Nichicon in the physical size or whatever. Don't know if this is a date code or not. N8029S. That could be 1980. So we'll go with that. Okay. Well, anyway, I thought it would be fun to test the original caps that I took out the board and find out if they're still good, if they're within tolerance, or if they're bad. So let's go ahead and give it a try. So we'll start with this one, which is a 470 at microfarads at 25 volts. So we'll just connect it up here. Hit the test button. And this is reading 451.4 microfarads, and the ESR is 0.09 ohms. And this is a 470, so 451.4 and 470. I would believe that's within tolerance, and that's a good ESR. Get this so you can see it here. I didn't realize I had a glare on there. So yeah, I'd say that one's good. All right, let's try the next one. This is the same size of 470, same brand, Nichicon. And let's see what we got here. 544.4, supposed to be 470, and ESR of 0.10. ESR is still looking good. It may have creeped a little bit high, and it may be out of tolerance. I ain't figured that up. Let's see, 470 and 544. That might be out of tolerance, just barely, but it's not bad. I mean, I've seen worse. All right, let's try this one here. Now, this one is a different brand. Let's see, what brand is this? Looks like M-A-R-C-O-N, Marcon. I did look that up. And yes, M-A-R-C-O-N. And this is what somebody said back in November 7th, 2014. Marcon capacitors used to be owned part of Toshiba. I think they have since been bought by United Chemcon. The quality of Marcon capacitors appears to be compatible to that of other Japanese manufactured capacitors. So evidently they were using quality capacitors back then. So, well, let's see if we see how this fares. Let's go ahead and hook it up to the meter. And 98.15 microfarads, and the ESR is 0.40 ohms. And this is a 100 microfarad, so yes, that's a good cap within specs. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's try the next one. This is another Nichicon, 22 microfarads at 25 volts. All right, give this one a try. 26.22 microfarads, and the ESR is 0.64 ohms. 26.22, and we see this is a 22. That's on the high end, but I would still say that's a good cap. It might be a little bit out of tolerance. I don't know what the tolerance. It says 85C, but I don't see a tolerance on it. So, yeah, I would say it's still good. All right, and these are the Marcons, whatever you call them, the rest of them. And these are all going to be 1 microfarad at 50 volts. So let's test these and see what these are like. Look at that. 1.02 microfarads, ESR 3.3 ohms. The smaller the capacitance, I think the ESR might be a little bit more, so that still might not be bad. Let's check the rest of them. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 more exactly like this. So let's see what the others test like. We'll kind of do a comparison. Get it clipped on here. .04 microfarads. ESR is a little bit lower, but not much. 2.9 ohms. I would say that's good. After we test all these 1 microfarads, I have a new 1 microfarad at 50 volts, same value, but it's a no-name brand capacitor. And we'll just see what that is like. All right, this one here is 1 microfarad on the nose. ESR is 3 ohms. So, yeah. I think you're looking good so far. Okay, look at there, another one, exactly 1 microfarad on the nose. And again, 3.8 ohm ESR. All right. And 1.02 microfarads, ESR 3.4 ohms. So they're all pretty close. All right, now I have this new old stock capacitor. No, well, I say it's no name, but there is a name on it. It's a SUSCON. Suscon. I don't know. Got these in a pack of various capacitors. I want to say I probably got them. No, I ain't gonna say. I don't know where I got them. But anyway, the new capacitors. So let's just go ahead and try this and see how close it is to the same ratings. Okay. Huh. 0.97 microfarads and the ESR is 2.0. So I'd say that's pretty doggone close for an off-brand capacitor. And it's not far from these 45-year-old capacitors. So what's our conclusion? Well, I'd have to say that these old original capacitors that was on the asteroid board are still doing fine. Did I really need to change them? I say no, probably not. But I did change them after 45 years. You know, I think the board deserves it. So you never know. One of these could have been on the verge of getting ready to fail. They might have lasted another 45 years. Who knows? I just thought it'd be interesting to check them and you know, find out and just see what was going on there. So let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you change your capacitors on your boards? Or do you think it's okay to just leave them be? So yeah, let me know in the comments. If you like this kind of video, be sure to subscribe and share it around. You know, you feel free to post it anywhere, any forum you might go in and say, hey, this might be a little interesting. So go ahead and post it if you can. And we'll be seeing you on the next Arcade Fix real soon. So this has just been another Arcade Fix. Have you had your Arcade Fix today?